Okay.
All right, warm-up lap done.
Three.
Terrible last line, bro.
Question, fellas. Fuel ratio. What should I have that on?
Oh, wait, this game is very.
When you say fuel ratio, what do you mean?
In powertrain setup. Virtual
No,
energy
no,
fuel
no.
ratio.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Ew.
This thing's got to be rage baiting at this point. I'm so done with it.
Chill, bro.
FR. My slip. I'm fed up.
Right. Here we go.
I'm so trash.
Not even asking for a time for fast time. I'm just asking for a time, and Rouge keeps denying me that.
You got to be gentle with her.
This is the run. This is the run.
Just remember the track grip isn't set to saturate yet, so just use the time to, I guess, remind yourself of the braking points, etc.
Well, we have to do 3 pit stops. We need 2 pit stops.
The LMU just crashed. I don't know if that's a good sign.
Very good sign.
Alright guys, it's 7:28, so if you are, or 7:29, if you guys are on a hot lap, just finish up and head to the pit. The briefing shouldn't take long. Just finish up your lap and we'll go over everything real quick to get you guys back out, aiming to finish in about 6 minutes. So we'll leave all questions until the end. Any concerns, please raise them at the end, okay?
Alright, no problem.
Thank you.
I just head back into
Again.
it.
That sounds like you just got your first lap out.
I just literally just got on the pit.
Okay.
Back in.
Alright, well, it's about less than a minute, so I'll just start the briefing. But I just asking everybody, once you finish whichever lap you're on, to just head back to the pits. We just want to go over the basics. Most of you are already used to us here at the JSRA, but we do have a few new names, and we are excited for those new names, as well as return drivers. And we're very excited for another season with Le Mans Ultimate. We have an update coming in September. If anybody hasn't seen it, we'll post it in LMU announcements at the end of the race. But Silverstone should be coming, as well as a few more updates. So we look forward to that.
Ooh.
As you guys know, we are in or heading into round one. This is going to be a 6 round series. Round one at Spa Francorchamps. As you guys know, we'll have one endurance and a sprint, then a break week, followed by another endurance and a sprint, then a break week, and then finally 2 more rounds, one endurance and a sprint, and then we'll come to the conclusion. This evening, we've been practicing with the endurance format for Spa, but we will be using the WEC pit layout, the default layout, just to make it a little bit easier, so we're not spending years in the.
Jarvis,
in
be fair
the,
now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are using the default WEC layout, just to avoid, if there's any incidents, you don't have to go through the long 2 hour pit stops. So yes, again, if you are finishing a flying lap, just finish it up and head back into the pits as quickly as possible, please. So
Alright.
again, thank you guys again for participating. As we stated in the earlier period, our long-term aim is to host a proper endurance team series with driver swaps and proper branding, etc. But for now, we just have to work with the tools that we have available. So that's going to be a next year thing. But still, we're excited for this format. It should be it's a solo or a mini solo endurance. Should be pretty fun, and I am very excited for it. As always, we do require that voice chat is mandatory from qualifying begins all throughout the race. This is just to make sure that if there's any incidents, we can get through it as quickly as possible. And we'll go over the safety car procedures in a moment's time because it's slightly different than what we're used to. All right. The race format for this week, the in-game time, the practice will be for 55 minutes. We have about 22 minutes remaining. Practice will be between 3:30 and 4:25 p.m. Light clouds, first 2 sessions will be light clouds, and then after that, the next 3 will be partly cloudy. It's going to be at 22 degrees Celsius for the full practice session. For qualifying, it will be 20 minutes. It will be split by class. It will be starting at 4:35 p.m. It will be partly cloudy for the first 3 sessions and mostly cloudy for the last 2. All right. It will be 22 degrees Celsius, dropping to 21 degrees Celsius in the last 2 sessions. All right. The first 10 minutes will go to the GT3 to the qualifying session. The final 10 minutes will go to the LMDH class. And again, this is the endurance week. So we'll have a race for 1 hour and 30 minutes. By our calculations, it is regular fuel, regular tire degradation, regular time, everything. So everything is standard. So by our calculations, it looks like it's possible to stop, but highly likely it will be a 3-stop race. All right. The temperatures will be between 22 degrees and 20 degrees Celsius throughout the whole session. So as I said earlier, the GT3s will qualify first. The hypercars and the LMDH class will remain in the pit. At 11 minutes, when 11 minutes is shown on the clock, the LMDH cars can begin lining up in the pits. At 10 minutes remaining, the LMDH may leave. GT3, if you are already on a flying lap, you can finish your current lap, but no new laps may begin after that 10-minute margin. All right. At that point, we prefer if you just pull to the side and head to the pits. You can spend 1 lap on a in lap and just bring the car in. However, we ask you best if you are caught up, which shouldn't be, but if you are caught up by an LMDH car or a hypercar, we just ask you kindly to just get out of the way as quickly as possible, not to mess up their lap. If you're found to be messing up somebody's lap, you will be reported and you may be found with a penalty at the end of the series or the end of the round. All right, so just to go over the calendar quickly, round 1 will be at Spa, round 2, which will be a sprint, will be at Imola. We'll have a break week, followed by that we'll have Sebring as an endurance on October 10th, then Interlagos, then another break week, and then we'll go to the Le Mans circuit for the endurance, and the finale will be at Silverstone, all things being well. All right, just to go over quickly as well, the point system for the sprint races, the points will go from P1 to P15. By the way, all of this information can be found on the SimGrid platform. All right. So for the sprint races from P1 to P15, it will go from 15, 14, 13, and it will be progressive until you reach the P15, which will give you 1 point. There will be a bonus point for fastest lap for each the sprint, and the endurance races. For the endurance races like the one tonight, we'll follow the FIA system. The points go to 10, and it will be 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and then 1 point. All right, plus 1 lap, plus 1 point for the fastest lap. There will be a drop race rule. One in your worst endurance result as well as your worst sprint result. Those two will be dropped at the end of the series. So the final standings will be the best 2 sprints and the best 2 endurance races. All right. This season we do have a team championship going on. Each team is made up of 2 drivers and their points are combined after each round. All right. Teams can be structured in 3 ways, either 2 GT3, 2 LMDH, or you have a mixture of 1 GT3 and 1 LMDH class. It is not required. You don't have to have a teammate, but if you would like to enter into the team championship just for the fun of it, please feel free to register in the registration form so that when we even post on our Instagram, we can at least acknowledge the teams and the drivers separately. All right. And if anybody needs help with registration, please just send me a message and I'll reach out to you after the race. But just send it to me now so I know who I need to reach out to. All right. Next, we haven't confirmed any sponsors as yet, but we are in talks with a few local businesses who are very excited for what we're doing. So we are hoping to be able to compensate you, the drivers, at the end of the season, as we normally do, as well as we're trying to get sponsorship for commentary so that I don't have to do the commentary, and we can bring in two members to do that. So again, we do thank you guys for joining and being patient with us as always. But as we always say, sharing the YouTube link does help us to build the views, and building the views does help us with gaining sponsorship. So please, if you get the chance, we posted it in the LMU chat. Please share it with your friends and your family. Just take the time and try and get your family and your friends to support us and to support you. We're trying to have both the team and the driver pool incentivized. So not just the teams will be incentivized, but the driver pool as well. All right. As always, we expect you guys to drive clean, respect each other at all times. If you're involved in an incident, we ask you kindly to just stay calm, no loud outbursts or arguing during the race. If you're found in an argument during the race and you're bothering other drivers, you will be penalized at the end. All right, you can notify it to race control and I'll make a note. We do ask you guys as well to just use the Discord protest system for any post-race reviews. This season, however, thanks to our new friend from Italy, David Case, we'll be testing a new software to track any incidents throughout the race, which basically picks up any major incident. So we should have a quicker turnaround for the penalties. All right, so we are reaching to the end now. We just want to go over the safety car rules. This is an endurance series. So for the endurance races, we want to just make one thing clear. All right, the safety car will or may be called for incidents involving 3 or more vehicles only in the first 2 laps. So after the first 2 laps, if there's an incident with 3 or more vehicles, you just have to get yourself back into the grid and try and get back. However, again, if there is an incident involving 3 or more vehicles in the first 3 laps, we'll ask a class leader from each class of GT3 and LMDH to slow using the pit speed limiter and bunching the field up as quickly as possible. All right, so the class leaders of each class will use the pit speed limiter. Each person from the individual classes will try to catch up as quickly as possible. So you're not trying to catch up to the car behind, you're trying to catch up to your class. So an LMDH car who gets stuck behind a GT3 can overtake and get to the nearest LMDH car, vice versa for the GT3. I hope I make myself clear, but if there are any questions, please feel free to leave it to the end. All right. Penalties may be served under that safety car period. However, or any repairs to your car may be served under that safety car period. However, if you do take that penalty, you must stop at the pit exit line until the last driver passes. All right. So you will be rejoining at the back of your class in a queue. So if you're the first in line, the next person behind you has to line up. It doesn't matter the class. If there's LMDH behind a GT3, you have to line up behind the GT3 car. All right. There's no overtaking until the end of the pit exit line. All right. In the case of a safety car and we have a restart procedure, the closest class to the final corner controls the restart. All right. Once the first class, I said GT3 is arrow to the LM to the final corner, and the LM and the hypercars are behind them. The GT3 will be starting first, vice versa. All right. So once the first class goes off and it goes well, then we'll start the next class. And they will go as they seem as they deem fit. All right. Once we're doing the restart procedure, I as the race director will give the race leader control of the race, and at that point, he can go at any point before the start finish line. All right. Finally, all of the official results will be posted on SimGrid. The protests and disputes must be submitted via the protest system using the Discord channel. If there's anybody who's unsure or unclear on how to use it, please feel free to send me a message after the race, or no, which is fine, and I'll walk you through it as quickly as possible. All right, this does bring us to the end of the briefing. I'll open the room for any questions.
Yeah.
I have one question regarding the if you receive damage, can
Yeah.
you just repeat what the procedure was? So like if I crash out or something and I have to limp back to the pit, I have to do repairs. What's the procedure
Right.
there?
So you may overtake the group if there's a safety car. You can feel free to overtake the grid. You just make it known to the race director that that's what you're doing. And then once you finish your repairs, you will be rejoining in a queue. You'll be waiting at the start finish line for the grid to come up around. If obviously the repair is too long and the race has already begun, you can as soon as you finish your repair.
Okay, so this is before the race has started.
Right.
Okay.
You'll wait if the race hasn't started.
Right. Okay, all right.
Correct. Yeah.
But during your race, normal repair as fast as you can.
Normal repairs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. no problem.
Correct.
Stephen, can we go out there in the Q&A or we have to wait?
No, you can go out. That's fine. So, and
shit.
guys, feel free to go out. Sorry, Jay?
Like to the GT3 drivers, if you see like a lap traffic, don't even like try to move off your line. Just like if like you try to move, the hypercar is gonna like know where to go, and if you move, it's just going to be a crash. Just
Right.
stay on your line.
Sorry, I should mention that. Guys, this is multi-class racing. I know there are a few persons new, so we just want to make a few things clear. We want the GT3s to be as predictable as possible. So please just make your average line. If there are hypercar coming, one, obviously don't fight them because they're a faster class, but two, just drive and act like they're not there. The hypercars, I'm asking you guys kindly to be as cautious in your overtakes as possible, especially as you go up your route. Please just be patient. It makes no sense to destroy your race as well as drivers' race. Alright? If the GT3s see it as an opportunity to back out, meaning straights, then please feel free to just lift, allow the hypercar, if it really looks very close, allow the hypercar class to stay very predictable and allow them, the faster class, to make a decision. So thank you. Any other concerns or questions? Alright, so guys, as always, I am looking forward to these races. They're always fun to commentate. As bad as I am, they are very fun to watch, so I get the best row seat to watch. Again, we have posted the streaming link. We'll be going live in a bit. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go live in about a minute. So if you get the chance, please share the link. The views does help with the sponsorship. It's highly likely that we will be getting sponsorship before the end of the season. But we just want to at least prove to them that we can give them the best value. The last season we averaged about 270 views. I'd love to push it to about 300. The quality of racing needs to be seen, and I feel that the more that we get it seen and shown is the higher, the higher we're receiving in the long run. So, as always, I'm excited for what we have in store here, and looking forward to the competitors that are coming in, the new and the old. Yeah, let's have some fun. Once the qualifying session begins as well, I'll be dragging you guys over into the push-to-talk room. At that point, we can remind you guys, please, if you need to mention anything, you need to have push-to-talk enabled. Guys, so good luck and have fun.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Night. However, if you do, just let me know and I'll remove it. Okay. Again, I can remove it for you once it's not in a race.
Jaden, when since you start drive Aston Martin?
Today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, whoever watching, I'll see you in Shinda there.
Is that drive through your house? Just confirm what it's going.
If anybody can drive through in the start of the race, just remove it here.
No. So this go.
How far are you?
Steven,
Yeah.
so for the regular races, if there's a crash with 3 or more cars at any time during the sprint,
You're talking after the first 2 laps for the endurance? Or the sprint?
no, for the sprints, will be a
The
safety
sprint
car.
will go back to the usual. Yeah.
Still,
But we will go over that when we reach like.
I gotta stop, bro.
Who is that? Who is it?
AJ. Yeah.
Please confirm. Was it removed?
Yes.
My bad. Sorry about that,
Okay,
buddy.
Alright guys, I'm gonna go into commentary for a bit. I'll be back for qualifying.
so yes, sir.
Right. Garage. Let's add another lap.
Broadcast supposed to sound sweet with all these Valkyries, man.
That time was a 2:03.77.
Oh shit, the practice session stopped. I got frightened there, boy. That scared the shit out of me. Oh, sorry, crap. Sorry, Chris. That scared me. All right. So GT3 is first, right?
Correct.
Right.
All right, guys. So good luck with qualifying. Remember, please radio silence during quali and the race. I'll be dragging you guys over when the race comes. Good luck. GT3 first 10 minutes, and then the hypercars next 10.
This is my teammate. So he's in GT3 class. I'm in LMDH.
Oh, only GT3 should be out on track. Good luck and have fun.
This fella's supposed to be fast, so hopefully we go good.
You're good.
Uh-oh. Y'all hear me? In the server? Something happened with the server. It looked like Cassie get disconnected there, but Okay, so LMH cars out now. Y'all hearing me? All right. Don't wanna catch us. Let me call you lap. Hello. Alright, I can do better this one.
9203.67.
I really wanted a sub 203, but don't know if that's gonna happen today. Maybe junior race. I ain't gonna make it out in time. All right. Not my best effort. Let's see, yeah, I could have literally gone at least. Wow, I would have been 7th. I would have been 7th, but that's all right. Best time before was a 2:30. So let me see how things go. Right now, y'all should be hearing me. Had my mic muted for a while. All right, folks. Well, I'm not last. Ah, boy. Okay.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
All right. First couple laps gonna have some defense because men behind me on softs, but they're also in slower cars. And so let's see how things go.
Formation lap has started. Green flag, green flag.
Requesting safety car.
Safety car is granted. So leaders, please bring it down. Please use the pit speed limiter. That's Jaden Harrison as the leader of the LMDH, as well as the GT3s. Yes, you can.
Can I go and repair?
Yes, you can.
Can I pass and go get repairs?
Everybody can go and make your repairs, yes. Copy? Thank you.
He and those swerve, they're gonna pass to go make repair.
Yeah. Alright. So the leaders of each class, please use the pit speed limiter. Everybody else who needs repairs or penalties, please go and repair quickly. You'll be waiting at the pit exit line in accordance to how you leave, and you'll be rejoining once the race has resumed and the latter class has passed, okay? Reminder, guys, it is a long race. It's an hour and a half, so please don't ruin the race for yourself as well as for the next.
That was very close for me. Wow, that was crazy. You all hear me, right? In the Discord? What is going on? Shit. Crap. I just did. Crap. I just joined the wrong Discord. I just joined the wrong Discord. If I can change this quick, boy. Fuck. Jesus Christ, I need to do this.
In front of you, you have to wait until they go.
Sorry.
Where are you in the queue?
Can you all hear me?
I thought you meant on track, not in the pit lane.
Alright, Raven, overtake the GT3 cars, please. Sorry. Try not to hiss. Yeah. Just take your time. There's no rush. Just stay in front of Kurt. Right. Is there any other hypercar?
Doesn't seem so.
Okay.
Guys, you need a
Again,
score.
I
Do you
have
hear
to
me?
rejoin the race after the
No.
GT3
So
pass?
you will join at the back of the LMDH. The LMDH will go first,
Alright, thank you.
and then I'll give control to the GT3s after. And in the GT3s, you join at the back of the LMDHs. All right, Jaden, I'm going to give you control in a moment. I'll tell you when. All right, Jaden, you have control of the race, okay? Devil, don't go yet, please. All right, Raven, you can join the LMDHs when they go, okay?
Understood.
And the race has begun for LMDH. So you can join them once all the
Wow.
LMDH has gone past.
52.6.
Alright, Devil, you have control. You can go whenever you want to go before the start finish. Alright, green light. Everybody in the pits, you join at the back according to who is in front of you, okay? So Kurt, you go once everybody has passed.
So my game was not in the foreground when the race started, and I couldn't shift into first. And I'm still on the safety car map. Wow, okay. Alright, all fixed. It's all good. It's a long race, there will be carnage. Alright, that's cool now though. Let's go. I'll take it. And then I'll fuck it up. Fucking hell! Reverse! Wowee. Well, that was a waste. I keep cursing, I need to stop.
21.05.
Unlucky. Gifted 2 positions and gave it away, right back away. Plus more. Whatever, yes. Whatever. This is not nice. That was funny. That's gonna be really funny to watch on our stream. Oh well, it's all good. Long race.
That time was a 206.03.
.9 seconds away. I can catch him. I think I'm on the wrong course with back profile too. Now I just have to regain composure and go from there. seem to be catch. Oh, that's a GT3. Still catching them. Need to watch my entry on that corner. Oh God, my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't know if they can hear me or not, but fuck. cursing, I'm sorry. I just ruined somebody's race. Oh, I don't like that. I'm thinking about the incident. I just messed myself up. She's on edges. Oh, my game ground gone. I just the lead come to me, yes? Could be faster than a man, you know, and I just psyching myself out right now. Let's go. Damn it.
Time 206.41.
Well, he's keeping me behind. Cost me real time there.
Lap 205.50.
Damn it. That cost me a big chunk there. Losing time doing that shit. Why would I do that? Whatever. No, I really need to catch this brand new fellow. Shouldn't have repaired my damage. We could do this. We could do this. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yes, past so many pits. Oh, he's right there. Damn it.
Time 3:30.
Ah.
9.56.
I think I miscalculated my fuel. Or maybe I didn't. Let's see. Alright, he got held up. Oh, cutting the track. Alright, let's see if we could reel him in the next half an hour. I could really catch this man, you know, but traffic slows him down and then it slows me down. So it's like, I just need to put on some laps. That was slow. That should have been fake, yeah. I did that. fuck, I didn't know what to do there. Fucking hell, boy. What a shit show. What a fucking shit show. Oh my god. Well, that's it. I ain't catching him now. 19 seconds ahead now. Way boy, can't believe that boy. Now I just had a hope that something happens to him, otherwise I ain't catching him. That's it, man.
4.49. take.
Whew, sorry. Shit.
Lap 206.41.
Please get impeded. Damn it. Every time I make a little ground, something does happen. Yeah. Need to brake more aggressively there. Not apply any brake enough. Come on, man.
Time was a 2:04.61.
21 seconds now. Very slow there for some reason. Wasn't that slow earlier? Wow. Major hell back there. I wish something would happen ahead, Red. I think I finally figured out how to take that corner. Could probably do better there though. That wasn't very good. Oh fuck, I overcooked. Again, was gaining time, get fucking impeded. That was my fault too. That was fully my fault. I missed my braking point on that corner. But he just rock solid in front of me, boy. Even though he's slower, he just not getting the slowdowns I get in. Losing plenty time in that corner too. Dreams really do come true. Let's see what happens here. Come on, man. Need to pass him this lap. Oh, followed him to that, yes? Holy shit. Holy shit. That was a very early break. Damn it. Oh, not like that, boy. I don't want it like that. Not like that. Feeling bad about that. Seems to be alright though. Heck, man.
Lap 2:05.31.
Am I gonna fuck my race up with the last lap to go? Come on, man.
That time was a 2:06.28.
Jeez, New Jersey. Then account for this extra lap now. Am I really gonna run out of fuel now?
Mitchell.
Great job, Kurt. That was
Yeah.
kind of a good job. Well, not kind of. I mean, kind of an
Quiet.
crisp
Race still
drive.
going on. Race still going on. Quiet.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Now looks like everyone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude, it
so
didn't change my tires.
How the hell did I win that race?
Rivan Plumber, I'm really sorry about that. I
Bro,
will.
Kurt, you're pissed, man. You're pissed. You know,
Let's
so if I
go,
never,
bro.
if I
1
never mess up my
point.
pit stop, if I never mess up my pit stop, it would have probably been a different outcome. But
I
still,
messed up
man,
my
you
pit
drive.
stop too. I lost like 4 seconds or so in the pit.
Yeah, because I put in too much fuel. If you look, all the fourth and fifth catch me up 15 seconds because I put in way
Right,
too much fuel.
right.
But I
That's
don't know
it.
what happened at the end. I started catching y'all. I don't know if
Sorry, guys.
it's
Quickly,
section.
I'm going to drag Carol, Ian, and Cam and Andres, as well as Nathan, Cesar, and Kurt into the cooldown room, okay? So you can do your cooldown talk over there so the audience can hear you. Again, epic race though, guys. That was fun to watch. A lot of drama. I'm sure we have a lot in the protest room, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. But yeah, we'll do a debrief after the briefing. But congrats to the top 3 in each class, and congrats to each other driver that finished the race. It looked a little bit crazy, but yeah.
Yo,
You guys need to
LMP
use
guy
your
slapped
you
me
guys
outside
need
the
to
road.
use you guys need to use your
Oh,
mirrors. Y'all were horrible. Like
who
GT3
slapped me
was
outside the
horrible.
road?
I don't know, but y'all GT3 man was terrible. How wanna go and look out the race leader when you're getting past with 5 minutes to go? Like use your mirrors, man. Jeez,
Oh, the race leader got took out.
by a GT3 who not using the mirrors. I mean, like, come on, man. Like seriously, with 5 minutes
Did
to
he
go.
swap his line?
I would need to see that because the GT3 guys would say that the LMP guys were aggressive.
So
Dude, I
I
had somebody pass me up on the grass after turn 4, but I was holding my line, so I don't know, bro.
I have to say, Robinson, I think I took you out. I was in a
I don't
Valkyrie.
think I had any issues with passing GT3s. Did anyone
No, you were
note
fine.
me?
You were fine.
You guys hearing me by chance? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? What's going on? Right.
Dude, it didn't swap tires. I was trying to do the last 10 minutes with like 15% on my rears. Dude, it locked up no matter what I did. I had like no brake migration. I had it all the bias to the front. My rears would lock up every time in the chicane, the very end, and then also the long right-hand sweeper. I forget the turn. 2 before Puhan. I would just lose the rear. It just wouldn't exist anymore. It
That
was so
was you.
frustrating.
I think you passed me and then you lock up and crashed by yourself.
Guys,
That
Yeah,
was you.
it was terrible. I mean, if it was in the turn 2 turns before Puhan, I forgot which one it is. That was finally when the tires just gave out and it spun on me. I was
for
like,
some
oh my
reason,
god,
Discord
okay.
not hearing me.
But if it was in the chicane, yeah, that was lockup for sure.
I saw this LMP just switch past me and then under braking, it just wash away.
Yeah, it was.
Hello, hello,
It
hello.
was really
Dude,
Reds.
yeah, I was like 15 minutes left to go in the race. I had like a 40-second gap. Lockup, spin, lockup, spin. I was like, I lost everything, dude.
I think all
It was
the
so sad.
LMP's tires were starting to fall away because I saw like 4 people spinned out in the last 5 laps. I know they were all LMPs.
That was me every time.
Wow, I came 7th. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
I was
Rosie.
expecting that, you know.
I lost a lot of positions in the pits.
Are you all hearing me?
Bro, hey, did I accidentally bump you when I was passing you right before Puhan? Or the turn right before?
The only LMP that hit me was, I'm not sure who it was. What color car were you?